In a previous episode, we finally expanded our workshop into the basement where we created this awesome mechanical crafter, and we used that to make crushing wheels, and we also filled this area with a whole lot of other contraptions. We then made even more crushing wheels to crush some cobble all the way down into sand and clay, which we then washed, baked, and compacted down into bricks. But in this episode, we're going to use the mechanical crafter to help us fly. We'll also be addressing the never-ending wood shortage we have by clearing up the area up here on the mountain and installing a big old tree farm. So the first thing I want to do is address the flight issue, because you see every time I jump, I get hurt. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at getting ourselves one of the Create jetpacks, and there's quite a few to pick from. So if we just go into JEI and type in jetpack, we can go copper, andesite, or brass. And I think I'm going to go all the way for the brass one from the get-go. And to do that, this is our recipe. So everything's quite standard. Got the brass, we've got the cogs, we've got fans, we've got the andesite, but the steam engine. The steam engine is really where it's at. So we're going to have to follow this process where we take a brass sheet, send it through these contraptions to get a steam engine. And we have to send it through 3 times before we even get the steam engine. So what I think I want to do is just quickly set up this little contraption over here. So we're going to just set up something temporary right in this area. So let's just rip out that, put in a vertical gearbox, just so we can get the power coming down all the way to ground level. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to add a gearbox over here and just do some shafts running along like this. Okay, and it's going this way, which is perfect. And then what we do is on top of that, we just add our 4 deployers. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and we can just rip out this again. And I do think this is however gonna maybe affect our rotation on the belt. So we're gonna do one over there. Yeah, see, that affects it. So we'll just plonk another one in to get that back. And then right over here, we just do a vertical gearbox, and that solves that problem. Then on the edges, we want to do a barrel over here and a barrel over there. Funnel, funnel. And what we'll do is in here, we'll put our brass sheets, and then these we need to fill in with those items. So this one will do small cogs, big cogs, fans, andesite, alloy. And if we then now put 1 sheet in here, because we only need 1 jetpack, so we'll let it go. It's going to go through this machine. 2, 3, and there we have our steam engine. So with the steam engine finally crafted, it is time for us to craft our jetpack. So right over here, we're going to place our steam engine. We're going to take 6 brass ingots and put 3 on either side like that. Andesite alloy right underneath the steam engine. 3 cogs running over the top. And 2 fans on either side. And then we push the button and it will automatically start assembling. And there we go. A jetpack. We crafted our first ever Create jetpack. So to power this jetpack, we need to put it in our offhand, grab some coal and chuck it on the floor, and automatically it will all go into the jetpack. And we've already powered it to 1000 out of the 1600. I don't know if there's a faster way of doing the water, but that's how I did it. I just spammed the bucket. And now that our backpack's filled and on our backs, we can push spacebar to fly up. And if we hold shift, we hover. And this is so cool. This is going to make traveling so much faster. Just look at us go. But while we're down here in the workshop, there's another machine I want to add to this area. And it's to make precision mechanisms, because I've been making them by manually feeding some deployers. And it's been taking such a long time. So what I think we should do is we're going to branch right off from that and add it into this little cubby over here. We're going to put in a gearbox over there. We're just going to send this power all the way that way. Bring it down over here. Have it come through the wall. And I think I'm just going to let the belt run the full length of this. And we're going to do the 3 deployers in the center. And this is going to be a bit difficult. So what I think we need to do is maybe open this up a bit. Then we do the barrel over here for receiving the items. This barrel for putting in the items we want to use to craft this. Funnel coming out, a funnel going in. So on this little belt over here, we've got 3 deploys. So it's 1, 2, 3. We're going to do 3 encased chain drives like that. And we're just going to rip this out again and just add another vertical gearbox right over there. So now the belt's running the right way. We've got 3 deployers and we've got collection area on the side. So I'm just going to neaten all of this up. And just like that, it's fully decorated. So let's just stock up these. I did put some in to get the filters going. So these are going to be small, big, an iron ingot, nuggets, sorry. And then in this barrel, what you'll do is you'll add your gold. I don't know how many we're making now. 4, and once they're done, you're going to take these, you're going to chuck them back in there. So it's still somewhat manual, and I will automate it a bit better in the future, but for now this is already going 100 times faster. And there we have 4 precision mechanisms made in no time at all. But enough fooling around, it's time for us to clear this area and get it ready for the wood farm. So I think how I'm going to do this, I'm going to use our mining contraption, just put it down and let it run straight through, clear out everything, and we'll just go around filling in the areas that look a bit not so good, I guess. So how the mining contraption works is we put down a rail, whoop, we add our cart, and then we can just add another rail right in front of that, and then we just give it 1 piece of charcoal, and it should just start going. And it will now take out the leaves and everything as well. And I made sure we do this on level 120, as you guys can see in the upper right hand corner right under the minimap. And it will just go down and just help us a bit with removing some of these trees and any hills. Like this one's a bit higher and we don't want that in the way. So while I'm over there clearing up that area, getting ready for a tree farm, I want to ask you guys to subscribe. You see, a lot of you are watching the videos, but only 10.5% of you are actually subscribed. Come on, I know you want to subscribe. Click the button. Never miss another video. And now we have quite a big area cleared out, and the idea in general is to maybe come up with the path over here, have a centralized sawmill, which will be the storage area and just where we maybe process some of the logs in this area, and then we do farms all around the outskirts. And I'm thinking more the bigger trees in this area and the smaller trees in this area, and I'm going to make use of a variety of methods using the circular motion with the rotating cutting systems and maybe even cutting systems on gantries in that area. But I think for now we first need to do a whole lot of planning. A whole lot of planning later, and this is such a confusing mess. But to give you guys an idea, so the granite over here represents pathways that I think I'm going to add in. This area over here I'm going to use for a workshop or refining plant. Over here we can do another little small build. It can actually extend into this area, but we'll see about that. Over there we've got 4 rotational farms, which will be the single trees like birch, acacia, and those. They will do the 2 wide trees. We've got the 3 different ones: spruce, jungle, and dark oak, and then mangrove in this corner at the back. But I think to make this all look a little bit better and easier to understand, let's just quickly plonk in a few roads and get this place sorted out. So we've done all the basic paths and it looks a lot more organized. They are a bit bulky, they are a bit straight and unfinished, I would say, and I will address that situation as soon as we start fixing up the area. But for now, my main focus is just to get the farm in, and I already started planning out this area over here, and this is going to be one of the rotational farms. So my idea is that we'll have a mechanical bearing in the center, and it will just be pushing round mechanical saws with deployers. So the deployers will plant saplings, mechanical saws will saw the trees, and it will do some form of interface, and I think allow it to deposit items into this lane, and then from here we'll take it over to the sawmill at a later stage. First things first, the rotational farms. So what we're going to do is right in the center we're going to dig out a 3x3, but we'll leave one of the corners like that intact. So basically this shape, and the reason for this is now we can put down water, say over there, and the water wheel in the center, and we can just close this up. And now we already have rotation happening over here. We place our mechanical bearing on top of that. On top of this we place our andesite casing, and you want to go all the way out up to there. And then we're going to take our saws and we're just going to place 3 saws on top of that. So idea is this thing will now rotate and cut down any trees that grow on these grassy patches. I'm going to try and not plant trees on this coarse dirt. If they do plant trees here, I'll just remove them and change this block out for something else. The next thing we want to do is we want to make sure we have a portable interface on that last block facing outwards, and for the deployers I'm just going to put them down right over here and here, and this should then in theory just place saplings on these blocks while it's going around. And now the last step is just to glue all of this together. And now that everything's glued together, we just want to give these deployers filters, and we're going to tell them to place down birch trees in this area because this is going to be the birch farm. I nearly forgot, we also need to glue on storage, so let's just do 4 barrels right over there, and we can see it's turning the wrong way around. And the easy fix for this is we're just going to open this as well. We're going to grab our empty bucket, pick up the water on this side and place it down on the other side, and now everything should turn the right way around. So I've changed up the design a little bit. I added this area over here, pushed the interface link a little bit higher, and I just added this little temporary storage over here. So we just have a drawer. So as soon as tree grows, this will harvest, it will come around, it will kissy up there, and all the logs will fall down into this drawer. I just need to set this as a birch filter, otherwise it will also get rid of all the saplings, which we do not want at the moment. So with this one farm in, I think it's time for us to add the other 3 in the other 3 spots. So let's quickly do a little build montage. And the rotational farms are going, and they're doing really well. And we've got acacia, oak, birch and cherry blossom growing. But now we need to expand into this area over here and get the next set of trees growing. And what we need to do is create a system down here that'll run back and forth. And to do this, we're going to be making use of a gantry system. So what we're going to do is I dug out these little coves. In this area, we will add our little gantry. We'll run it all the way along here. We'll put in the gantry itself, and from there we'll just go up with an andesite casing and up another one to ensure we're on top of this level. And now what we need to do is we need to cut down all the trees in these lines, and we want the deployer to only deploy the tree saplings in a certain area so we can guarantee that we at least get some more saplings. So we marked it off with this tough block over here. Deployer will go, it will place saplings here, and it won't place anything here, allowing for more leaves to ensure we get all the needed saplings. So what I'm going to do is first run a temporary line all the way through, and then from this side we're going to add our mechanical saws, just like this. But now we need to remember, because it's running on a gantry system, it's going to be returning, so we're going to need saws on the back end as well. And then we're just going to place deployers on those blocks like that, facing forward. So now they will place down saplings whenever they move forward. So we're going to do it on all 3. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue this whole contraption together using barrels. That way we've got maximum storage, because we're going to be getting a lot of saplings and sticks as well. And that should be it for the whole system. We've got the deployers, we've got the saws, we've got the storage, and all we need now is the redstone interface. It's the wrong way around, so we'll just turn it. And that's it. But before we can put the system on go, we need to make sure that it has some way of heading all the way down there and returning again. So we need to do some create redstone bits all the way down here. And with this redstone contact, we're going to make sure that when it reaches this point, it should receive a signal and give out a signal to ensure that it changes direction and moves back to the other side. And the same as when it reaches the side, like that. On the back of this contact, we put down a redstone link. And on this one, we'll also do one. And these two will both be transmitting And over here at the end, we'll have a gear shift. And right here next to the gear shift, we'll have a power toggle latch with a redstone link. And this one we'll set to receive. So all three of these need exactly the same signal. So what we're going to do is blue is going to be plank and red's going to be barrel. And at the end, we'll just add a clutch, and we'll use this later on to also be able to turn this machine off. But if we connect this now, and there it goes, it's going all the way down this side. And once it reaches this point, it should give out a signal, and there it goes back. So this machine is working, and I'm really happy about that. So next thing we need to do is get in the saplings. So I just stopped it temporarily midway, and what I want to do is just fill in the saplings. So I want the spruce at the far edge so it doesn't create potsel anywhere on the roads. Might create some on this area, but it's fine. So we'll do spruce over here, and then in the center ones we can do jungle, and the last ones should be dark oak. So now we can power this back up again. It should go, and it should start planting the saplings. There we go, and that's just going to run back and forth, and as the trees grows it should harvest them, and when it comes back to this point, deposit it all. I did remove the interface for now just so we can make sure we first get a bunch of saplings in this area before it just deposits everything in here. So I'm going to clean up this area, build a second one of these over there for the mangrove farm. And we now have the mangrove part in, and I might rework the spacing a bit. It works, it currently does work, but I think we can fit in maybe one more per line, and we already got 2 stacks of mangrove. So this is my take on a tree farm, and I do think some of it works. This needs a bit of working on, and I might even refine it, change up the design a bit. I'm not sure. I'll have to let it run a bit and see how efficient it is. But this tree farm, this has been giving me so many things I need to solve. Like, for example, I had to change this because the interface got stuck on some of the dark oaks, and this is the latest one. I have a birch tree that grew all the way at ground level, and it created all these leaves, and because we don't have saws, the machine stopped. So this is another one that I might have to tinker with a bit and just improve on, just to make sure it works without me having to be here to babysit it. But like I said, you can see there's quite a lot in there. These over here, they're working really well. This is your standard rotational farm. A lot of people use these, and it can be expanded to be a lot wider, but I don't think that's currently necessary with the amount of trees we're getting, so I'm happy. But even with hiccups aside, I think the tree farm is going to be really cool when it's done, but I will be working on some of those issues between episodes, and also this area we will be fixing it up and automating a bit more of the processes in this area. But yeah, let me know down in the comment, what would you do differently about the mangrove farm? Do you think there's another way we can do the mangrove? So with our jetpack on our back and our tree farm being a bit distance behind us, I think it's going to be time to call this episode, because it's been going on for quite a while and I'm running out of time. I do know there's a lot of things I want to change with the farm back there, improve one, and I might do that between episodes. I'll see. And then also in a future episode, we will be addressing this whole area, making it look a lot better and turning it into a proper lumberyard. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next Create episode. Bye bye.